Is Genie Plus worth it for your Disney World trip? After testing it out again on 2 different days with park hopping, my vote is still a resounding yes if you know how to use it. It's going to be a long video, so I've added timestamps down below so you can hop to what you're most interested in. I did go on 2 different days to test this out for 2 of the big updates to the app. The first update is seeing when you can book your next lightning lane, which is a small tweak but very helpful in planning your day. The other modification was that you can now modify your lightning lanes, which was extremely helpful on the second day that I went. So it cost me $18 today. The prices are fluctuating now and it's based on popularity. So today it's 18, it could be more another day, but the higher the price, the busier it's gonna be. I still think it's worth it, especially if this is a once every couple of years or once in a lifetime kind of trip. I think it's worth it for the Genie Plus. If you understand how it works and know all the different rules that go into it. One of the rules I wanted to talk about, because while I was waiting for Indiana Jones, I actually started talking to another girl who had Genie Plus, and she was saying I can't book any of the 120-minute lightning lanes. So how it works is, after you book a lightning lane, you can book another lightning lane in 120 minutes, or after you check in with your current lightning lane. So if I book one for 8:55, once I check in, I can book another lightning lane. Or I could book 120 minutes after the park opens. So I did a little research on it while I was eating. The benefit, the real reason the 120-minute rule is there is if you book a lightning lane for 8:50 at night, you can't book another one. Or without the 120-minute rule, you couldn't book another lightning lane. So if you book a lightning lane way in the future, then the 120-minute rule would work for you. So park opens at 9 o'clock. At 11, you could book another lightning lane, unless you've already used it. So I booked a lightning lane at my lunch, or after I checked into Rock and Roller Coaster, for actually tonight at 8:50 at Magic Kingdom. That's my last stop, but I'm not going to use that until then, so the 120-minute rule is going to be great for me. So my next one that I can book is at 2:10. And an update to the app that I really like is it shows you when you can book your next lightning lane, so you don't have to try and remember, when did I book this? When can I book the next one? So that's very helpful.
We are going to have a very full...
As you enter our studio, as you can see, we're joined by special...
So I just wanted to take a minute, give a little recap. At Hollywood Studios, we did so well. I'm still floored that I scored a Slinky Dog Lightning Lane at 8:55 and the park opened at 8:30 for all guests. It was a little harder for the rope drop strategies on some of the bigger rides because there was resort guest early entry. So if you're staying on resort, you should likely get benefits of early access or late access. So just look at your reservation and see if that's included. If that's the case, I think the strategy is go for the bigger rides that are harder to get into, like Rise of the Resistance over there at Hollywood. But we got Slinky Dog after I checked in, and you check in at 2 spots. So at the front gate, you scan when it's time for your lightning lane, and then later in the queue, you scan again. There's a few that aren't. Rock and Roller Coaster only had 1. But when you're in line, you can try and book your next one, and you'll see. That should give you an idea if there's another one. I did a standby on Star Tours, which was great. The last couple times I've seen some of the older episodes, which is just so cool. So cool. Highly recommend Star Tours. I just love that ride. After Star Tours, I did Slinky Dog. Again, just walked right on over. After I checked into the second scanner, and then I booked Alien Saucers right after Slinky Dog. So I finished Slinky Dog, I got off, I went to go scan in, realized, oh, I'm at the wrong ride. I tried to scan in at Slinky Dog, which is not where I was supposed to be. So I went over to the Saucers and I rode that. Then I was able to book Toy Story Mania for about 10 o'clock. I had to walk over and do Muppets, which is pretty much a walk-on most of the time. Watched that. Then I was able to head over to Toy Story Mania and rode that. Pretty much, all of the lightning lanes are pretty much a walk-on, which is awesome. When I did this last time, Peter Pan did have a very long line. The lightning lane line was very long, but it still was much faster than the standby line. I had some lunch, which I did through mobile order, which I highly, highly recommend. No, after that, I did Indiana Jones stunt show, which I've never seen before. That was really fun. While I was waiting for that, I ordered my lunch on mobile order. And after the show, walked over, ate my lunch, which I highly recommend mobile order. It's a great way to get exactly what you want, and you typically don't have to wait a whole long time when you get over there, when you say you're there to prepare your order. After that, I did Rock and Roller Coaster. It did take me 18 minutes from checking in to actually getting on, but they stopped the ride 2 or 3 times. And they stopped it when we were about to go to shoot down the tunnel, which is the worst spot for it to stop because you just don't know when you're gonna go. And then after that, I walked through some of the stores and just decided to leave because it was getting close to park hopping time and still killing time in the parking lot here. But so far, Slinky Dog saved me about 95 minutes with the lightning lane, so call it an hour and a half. And then Alien Saucers, I saved about 30 minutes, so 2 hours. Toy Story Mania was an hour wait, and I got on in 8. So, we're up to almost 3 hours that I saved just this morning. And then Rock and Roller Coaster was 70 minutes, so just about 4 hours or so from the Genie Plus.
Hartman's zebra can be distinguished from any other species of zebra. Sure, that's going to help keep them light, but it's also... No.
Important tip, make sure you write down where your parking is. I did it a little late
couldn't find my truck, which is a little nuts because it's a pretty big truck. But they do have something in the app now where you can save your parking spot. Again, I saved it a little late, so did a little walking around. But we found Max. That's my truck's name.
With your ears, it's about listening with your imagination. A dream can be a dream come true with just that spark from me and you.
They say we are birds of a feather.
About the house, a PDA with you've already planned a trip. There is half the future.
So after my amazingly epic day, just 2 days later, is when they updated the modifying your lightning lanes. So I went back to the parks on December 14th and decided to test out the stacking strategy. And I also went later in the day, and I wanted to do all of my favorite rides and different things like that. So it was really fun doing all of the things that I wanted to do and not what do I think other people want to do, and it was just a really fun day. So my first ride was Cosmic Rewind, which is such a fun ride.
Do you want to build a snowman? Test the limits and make no rules for me. I'm free.
A couple of quick reminders. Please not use flash photography.
Gather round Echo Lake. It's time to light our holiday tree and celebrate the season together. Joining you live to count down the Dreamland fun. It's Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse.
Well, Anna, season's dreams, everybody.
We just can't wait to share this magical holiday with all of you.
So, count down, pals. Let's all count down for 3. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
And then after I finished all the rides, I went to see Mickey and I got a Mickey balloon. All told, on this day, I saved 5 hours and 5 minutes. I didn't mention it before, but I saved 8 hours just about on the other day. So I still firmly believe that Genie Plus is worth it if you know how to use it. I still recommend it. If you have any questions about how to use it, please let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, please give it a like. Subscribe if you want to learn more about RVing, Disney, Orlando, all of the fun things.